part 2. Sorry about that. I was trying to hit the pause button, and then I hit the power button. So we're trying to get you to see who you truly are and to be concerned with only one opinion, not a multiple amounts of opinions. And that's the opinion that you have of your own self. So I'm risking everything so you can start to risk also in your life. It's only when we risk our own life and our own reputation, it's only when we're willing to go against what's going on and rebel a little bit, if you will, call it what you want. I don't know if rebel is the best word. You know, it's attached to so much mayhem. So I don't know if that's the best word, because, you know, we'll talk about the word rebellion sometime. But you can never see the true love of God and the true love of the human being empty, and God's love coming forth through them. Like, you can never know you're really loved until you do something bad or do something against those people that love you. And it's not really against them, but you do something out of character. You do something that makes them have to prove their love to you, if you will. Like, do you really, if you know, you don't really love anyone until they do something to you to make you question that love. And then you start to figure out that you really only are, if your love is really in question, you figure out that you're really only loving this person because of something about this person. Who they are to you, what they do, how they look, the way they smell. Everything is all personal love. And it's why I'm able to speak to you here online. It's why I'm able to give you my story. That's why I'm able to come up online here and speak about this love, this impersonal love. It's totally unique and different and out of your own construct. It's not what you're used to. You're used to personal love. If somebody irritates you or makes you mad or you don't like them for whatever reason, your love for that individual is felt, received, and experienced in a personal manner. You have no love for the bully. Maybe because you were once a bully. But you have no love for the bully because, or the perpetrator, because you're caught up in the victim, number one. But you're caught up in a sense of personal love. One of the most important questions a pastor can ask you before you get married is, why do you love this individual? And that's it. Bam! No more is said. Why do you love this person? You can say it many different ways, but you don't want to fluff it with more conversation. Why do you love this person? And if the person responds, because you don't want to give the answer, you want the person to respond, and most likely the person's always going to respond in a personal way. Well, because I love them, because they're, because she loves me so much, or because she's so beautiful, or because, not all the time, simply just say, well, I just simply love them. I don't know why. But that's what you're hoping for, looking for, or at least going to implement, or share with this individual this impersonal love. Impersonal love has no reason, no reasons. Impersonal love is totally blind, has no sight, has different type of sight, has clear vision where yours is cloudy. Impersonal love is clarity, complete, whole, lacking nothing, completely blind to your iniquity. And so we come as impersonal love to bring this impersonal love to this impersonal world. I understand what it means to desire a personal touch. Like, how dare you tell me that God doesn't know what I'm going through? No, God does. You are God. God is in you. God knows everything you're going through. Everything. But God is not a God of, favors. God doesn't play favors. Every single person is equally loved by God. God is every person in everything. There's no vacuum or vacuity. There's no little bit of God here and a lot of God there. This is without being disrespectful, it's pre-K. It's pre-K in its logic to perceive that God could be a little bit here and a little bit more over here and maybe even more right here. No. Your own holiness has gotten to you. Your own self-righteousness has gotten to you. Your righteousness is not really seen. You're misjudging the righteousness. You're misusing it. There's no right use within this vision. God is equally present everywhere, at all times. I like to come off like a computer sometimes. So I'm just trying to emphasize reality to you. I'm just trying to verbalize and highlight with neon lights. God is impersonal. God doesn't move according to how intensified your prayer is. God doesn't move according to anything other than an impersonal, an impersonal, totally equally everywhere. God reigns on the just and the unjust. God is within your own illusory construct of parallels. This is all God. So this personal touch that we want God to know of our plight and what we're going through. In a lot of ways, He really does, because God is absolutely 100% expressing Himself through you, whether you are under this, whether you're aware of this, whether you're conscious of this or not. God is expressing Himself through you in everything that's happening within your life right now, whether you know it or not. And you yourself, whether you know it or not, there's nothing you can do about it. That's why I'm here to help you drop the resistance. But the personal touch we desire can only really be felt. That's why it's not really felt in a form of personal love. In fact, what's felt is the breakage of that love. What's felt is the pain. With a bit of pleasure comes the pain, because it's personal. Setting yourself up for disappointment every time when you try to love because of something. This is personal, human being personal love. But the personal touch can only be felt, the real personal touch, the personal touch that gives you, there's too much for me to describe, but it puts you in a state of unity. This is the only personal touch that's required or needed or desired. It's the real personal touch. Life is so much fun. Life is such an adventure. You've been sold a total bill of goods. Everything you think about, every move you make is got this big dark cloud hanging over it from the conditioning of society that society has placed on your back, on your consciousness. You live within the consciousness of the construct of all that's going on within the world. It weighs heavy on your back. You climb the mountain and you're not pushing a beach ball up the mountain. You're that muscle, that guy that's like all muscular and everything, and he's got the big stone, the big boulder that's 5 times bigger than himself, and he's pushing it with his back up against, and then he falls further down the hill, and he keeps pushing it up and pushing it. This is what's going on in your life. That's what's going on in your life. And you keep pushing this heavy stone that you can't even, it keeps pushing you back down. You push it back up. You push it back down. You push it back up. This is what's going on in your life. I have the same ball to roll up the hill just like you. But my ball is a beach ball. And I bounce it while I jump and skip and stop and look at flowers and walk up steps as I bounce my beach ball. Because I don't have this heavy consciousness of the world in my backpack. I put my backpack down. And I'm trying to tell you, you don't have to push that rock up the hill anymore. You really don't. You really don't. You can disconnect from all this conditioning. But that's what it's like. When you come into your own, when you come into this union, when you let go and you let God and you truly take that, okay. When that happens for you, you no longer have to push up that heavy rock. Your rock becomes a feather. You're still, gathering buckets and gathering water and bringing it up the hill. But it's so much easier now. You're not doing it anymore. You are not doing it anymore. Your Father is doing it. Everything. GEO, what's up, GEO? Love you, little one. What's up, Caleb, Alicia, Brandon? What's up, family? So we come to put you through the car wash. We come not to just put you through the car wash, but we come to detail your car, wax it, armor all it, fix the cuts in the leather, put a new bumper, put a windshield that gives you the vision of God. We want you to see through the eyes of God. You already have the glasses already. I'm here to flip the switch to turn your glasses on. The only way your glasses really work is when you try to help others with their glasses as well. These are tips and tricks. You'll miss them if you don't watch every video over and over and over. I'm just kidding. But that's a real good tip, man. If you're not willing to clean someone else's glasses, yours are still going to be dirty. In a way, not necessarily, I don't know about your own story. But in this story, in the only story, if you're not willing to get up and help others, and if you can't know, the only thing you can talk about is what you know. You can only and you really don't know it until you teach it. Until you're teaching others. You really don't know it. You know of it. So you want to help other people clean their glasses because yours are starting to get clean, and you're starting to realize, oh wow, every time I help someone else, my glasses get a little bit clearer. Ah, let me live this life. Oh, every time I live the Christ, or try to live the Christ, every time I recognize the Christ within, every time my glasses get a little bit cleaner. So you start to want to live this Christ. You just try to live it. What does it mean to live it? I don't know. I never knew. I just went out and tried to live it. I spoke to people about who they are. I started to see Christ in other people. I realized I was seeing it within myself, and I started to see it within others. And I would tell them that. I would talk about that. I would live that out. And the only way I knew how. And so that's the only thing, you need to do. You know what I mean? And then the glasses slowly start to clear up. But it's not like all of a sudden, like in your face, like, destination. No. Life is now. You just are perceiving it wrong. Power is now. Supernatural attainment, destination, heaven, becoming, getting enlightened, waking up, the whole shebang, the whole bam. Outside of the matrix, you can do all you want inside the matrix, man. It is so complicated, but you can learn to bend spoons. You can learn to levitate. You can become a breatharian. You can go swim in the coldest waters and live in the coldest, you can go to the Gobi Desert. You can go to the Himalayas. You can go see some of these fakirs and sages do these things. You can see it right now on TikTok. You can go do it too. It's in the illusion. That's not what we're bringing to you. No, we're trying to unplug you from that. If power is what you're after, or material possessions are what you're after, or you're just after the adding unto you, if you're just after something other than the Christ itself, you're not emptying yourself out. You're not letting go. You're not surrendering. This is not what it's all about. We're not trying to keep you plugged in. You want to go play in the sandbox, play in the bud box. Go demonstrate. No, we're bringing you into a consciousness that is still. We're eliminating the you that wants to play. We're showing. We're shining light on the nothingness of the you that you believe yourself to be. We're dropping all that need to demonstrate. We're dropping all that need to have power and demonstrate the power. We're dropping all that material need to feed the multitude. We're letting God take care of, provide the security, provide the life and expression solely. So we're here to take the you that you believe yourself to be, or this illusory self, out of the picture. So you can be ready and available to be used or to function as one, as God lives out His will through your life. And we do this day, and a part of why, well, I don't even know why, because, it's just happening, it's just direct, it's just coming out, it's just flowing. I don't know. I have no idea. I am nothing. We can never say it enough. never say it enough. No matter how many times I say it, or how much you recognize it, you'll always question. There'll always be a question until there's no more question. So I can't tell you when that is for you, but it's your responsibility and requirement, of you, or it's just your responsibility to know, believe Christ, believe what he said. You are nothing. You are nothing without Christ. You are nothing without Christ. You can be nothing without Christ. You are not separated from the Christ. You of yourself are nothing. You're not doing anything. You are not in the picture. It's God expressing himself. That cannot be said enough. No matter how many times I repeat it, it just has to be sunk in and lived out. There is no separate self. And it just flows. So I don't know what's going to come out or why it's coming out. But as I observe the emptiness and as I observe the will of God in action, I feel like I want to tell you what's going on. But maybe there's no need to. Whatever God allows me to tell you, I will. It's not in any book. Books are tools. The Bible is a tool. It's not in any book, and it's in every book. That's better. It's not in any book, but it is also in every book. But what it is that God wants your story. These are all stories. These books, the Bible, these are all stories, metaphors, literal, pointing. These are all stories. And while and everyone has their own story too, and this is my story I'm sharing with you. This is not your story. You are your own story. You have your own story. Your story does include a lot of the things you went through in life too. How you were conditioned. How we are conditioned. You can drop all the conditioning and find yourself within all that you've learned from others, from the world. Source wants to draw your story out, your own individual story, not the story of the sages in the Himalayas, not the story of the men and women that are, everything external to you, all the books, all the wonderful stories are not your story. You have your own individual story that God wants to draw out of you. You have a personal connection, direct, personal, absolute connection. It's not even a connection. You are this source, and the world, and I, and the ones around you need you so much so that I risk my life to get on here and tell you how much they need you. They need your story. They need you with your hair down, meaning you being yourself. They need you in your heart, not your mind, not your thoughts, not your constructs, and not your perceptions of how things should be, shouldn't be, could be. No. They need your attention. They need your steadfastness. They need your story. You have a story. Your story's beautiful. Even if there's not a lot of it, right? Even if you have a story. Even if you think you don't. You have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful story. The world needs you. The world needs God. I mean, yeah, the world needs God. But you need to allow God, or to be one with this, your Father, and allow your Father to draw your story out and share it with the world. Serve humanity. Serve your community. Serve your environment. Serve your home. Let the people love have you, not someone that you're trying to be because of a book you're reading. You have your own book to write. You're writing it now. That's what I'm doing. I'm writing my book. I couldn't figure out how to write it because I read so many, and I someday I will share the books, but I thought I was, it's weird because we can really feel like we're the only person in the world sometimes. And there's a lot of truth to that. The self, the one self, the all self, the only self. But I was reading such great books that it was blowing my mind. And maybe it's just me and the way I am and the way I perceive things. And maybe you might see it a little bit different. But the books I was reading, I felt like were out of this world. I was caught up in the stories of these books. And I couldn't figure out why I lacked all this greatness. And I was caught up in other people's stories. I was caught up in the story of another. While that story might have been wonderful, they were just sharing their story and are just sharing their own story with the world. And it's not my story. It's not where I'm at or who I am. I'm here. I'm now. I'm absolute. The story could be past, it's the past. Whether it was written yesterday, it could be current. Most of the time it's just the past and the very far past. But it's not my story. Those stories that I've read are not for me. What's for me is what I see, what you see right now. What you hear coming from the leaders that are in front of you. This is our story. What is relevant is what's currently happening within our community, in our environment, in our homes right now. This is the story that I am. My words may sound contradicting, and I may sound like I am saying things that go against what you think or believe about God being all in all and nothing contending with God. But I have the same story as you. I support the current state of affairs. I am the current state of affairs. There's nothing wrong with what's being taught. There's no problem with believing that there's a devil or hell. Really. There's nothing wrong with the current story. There's no judgment upon the current story. None whatsoever. That's where you might be misinterpreting. I love and embrace the illusion. The illusion itself is part of the whole. The nothingness we speak of is the separateness that Christ revealed. You still exist. The experience that you're having right now, even within this illusory construct, that is and isn't. Okay? It is and it isn't. It is because it's God, it's all God, and it is not separate from God. It is. Absolute. Perfect. Nothing wrong. No error. And it isn't because anything outside of God can't be. Anything outside of eternity can't be. Anything outside the infiniteness of life cannot be. It isn't because there's no such thing as your own need to blame for what you perceive to be evil. It isn't because you don't exist separate from God. It isn't because there is no separation. It isn't. And so some of the things I say can seem to be contradict what it is you believe. But I'm here to tell you that I love all. The only vision I have is love. There is no judgment upon what is currently happening within this construct of word and definition and form. I'm dedicated to the leadership of the day. I'm in no way trying to take you away from the guidance at hand. I am not your guide, they are. Currently in your construct of life. We are all guides. Everyone is a guide. God guides itself everywhere, through everything, through everyone. You don't hear the teachers or the message sometimes because you don't realize that the message lies within the most unexpected people, the most unexpected opportunity in the deepest teachings of life happen and pass you by because you are not still. It's in the child most of the time. It's in the fleeting words that just so gloriously flutter by like a beautiful bird that you don't catch. It's in the bird. Oh man, I would really, if we hear nothing, we really don't hear what's going on. We don't see the deeper teaching. The deeper teachings can't be seen because we're caught up in books and theology. Life itself is absolutely 100% the best guru you can have. life itself teaches you in every moment. But I am not trying to replace. I'm not trying to give you another message and tell you that the current message that you're this is your story. My story is not your story. That doesn't mean that this unity that Christ was speaking of isn't your story. No. It's just that I have my own style of seeing it, communicating about it, realizing it, living it. While there's absolutes within, we're one. We're all one, remember? We're not separate. And so every story has something to offer to our own. While we are a product of conditioning, there's no other way for any expression of life to have life without this conditioning of life itself. But we come into our unique individual self and think for ourselves by being able to relate every other story externally with our own. With our own. Happy Monday. You guys are awesome. You're beautiful. You're always beautiful. Don't let anybody tell you any different. Start to see the beauty in life and in other people, and you'll see it in yourself. It's a wonderful life. It's really a wonderful life. If we remove this consciousness of the world that's going on around us, the news, the world, the wars, the pandemic, all this stuff, then life is a freaking bomb. It's a joy. It's complete joy. Total joy. Bliss. Ecstasy. An adventure. So this is my story from what I see and from what I hear other people preach, speak, interpret. This is my way of interpreting what I hear. And in my storyline, everything is absolutely perfect. And it's very much a blast and fun too. There's nothing serious about it. I get serious because I want to connect with you. I gotta lay down my need to make it a big joke. Remember, I'm not here. Otherwise, I would just be I would be laughing all day online. telling you how, anyway, no, I'm not here. I used to be, and I can still see that I used to be, but not anymore. I gotta come balanced. I come to bring balance because you are the new balance. You are balanced already, and I just come to reveal that. Much love. I'll see you on the next video. In maybe about an hour or so, I'll make another video. I don't know which videos really get posted, so I hope this is one that gets posted, because sometimes I get in moods where I just do video after video after video, and then they get sort of archived, if you will, a little bit. I hope this is one that gets posted. I will try to make sure I try to upload it tonight. I like this video. You guys are the bomb. Much love. What's up, GEO? Life is a blast. Life is so much fun. Maybe I'll do videos where, I'll just try to show you some of this amazing fun. I'll try. It's not very easy for me, but I'll try to show more smiles. I'll try to incorporate the silliness of this life. It's really all crazy silly. It's a big joke, man. It's not a big joke like, in a negative way. It's humorous. It's God in action. It's funny because it's very paradoxical. I love you guys. Much love. I gotta go serve humanity and unplug people from the Matrix, baby. Don't forget about our character, GEO. What's up, GEO? GEO. God expressing oneness. Unplugging people from the Matrix, baby. That's what we do 24/7. And we have fun with it. One of these days, I'm going to have a camera 24/7, and I'm going to show you my flow outside of the flow here, where I'm going and talking to people while I fix copiers. One of these days we'll do that. I'll start doing some restaurants and some weird stuff if you guys can help me go viral. Share, like, subscribe. Why? Why do I ask you to do this? Not for viewership for me. No. On a serious note, there's people out there that need my videos. Maybe it's not you. Maybe it's your brother's mother's cousin. Anyone that's having a hard time in life, hey, I've gone through everything. You need a small group? You need a connection to AANA? I'm your man. You need what do they call it? Gosh, I can't even remember, But you go to these groups and you get a sponsor. You need a sponsor? I'll be your sponsor. Hit me up. Call me at any time. 3 a.m. Start with a comment on one of my videos. Much love, much love. All is one. All is one. What's up, GEO? What's up, family? We're going big, baby. We're going big. That's why I'm asking you to share, so we can help other people. So we can build a huge group, man. You can come and have fun. And all you pioneers, all you pilgrims, all you beginners that help me share my videos, you get free tickets to the events. You become, you're going to become my group, my HG, and you get perks and compliments from royalties. Oh my God. Much love to the Christ, to the non-dual Lord. I salute. I give my allegiance to the non-dual, impersonal Lord, God. That's it. Bye.